Hey y'all, it's pretty late Sunday afternoon, and I was supposed to be out on this water early this morning and training with my bloodhound, but the guy that has the boat flaked out. He had some problems, and we couldn't go. So I don't have a boat, uh, so I'm here this afternoon and just talking a little bit about that. This is Lake Ray Roberts. This is Isle Dubois, and one of the premier parks in the state of Texas. It's beautiful here. Um, I love it here. It's just a few minutes from where I live. And sorry, that's probably like sun in your eyes there. Uh, really lovely here. But anyway, once I didn't get to go this morning, I had already loaded my dog up, was at the boat ramp, another boat ramp, not this one. But I brought him out here and walked him around, brought my bloodhound out here and walked him around a little bit. And it took him home, and then I thought, well, I'll go see my horse. He needs to be brushed and get the mud off of him from the rain. And so I did that. Went out and saw him, and when I got there, he was having looked like he was having an emergency of choking. And so we got that all taken care of. The lady that owns the ranch where he lives, where he boards, I called her and I said, there's something wrong with Sundance, and explained the symptoms, and she should bring him up to the barn. And she was good enough to flush him out, and flush his mouth out, and give him a little Banamine, take the little pain off, and I think he'll be fine. But she said if you hadn't been here, he may have choked to death. And so even though I was disappointed, didn't get to go train today, God is good. And he said, well, maybe you don't need to train today. Maybe you need to go see about your horse. So I did that, and most likely wound up saving Sundance's life. So sometimes in the midst of a disappointment, things work out, and they worked out today. Had it not been there, I didn't plan to go see him. He may have died, and I would have just been crushed. But he did. I'm sure y'all can hear that boat just flying across the water. It's just a perfect day here. It's about 78 degrees right now. No wind, just absolutely beautiful. And the other thing that the guy flaking out on me today is done is I'm gonna figure out some way, hopefully, to get some grant money to start a non-profit to help get a boat and pay for the expenses for my bloodhound. What he does, or he will do, he's 2.5, and he will be a cadaver recovery dog, doing drowning victim. I had a dog a long time ago, back in the 90s. I talked about this in another video. When I was a canine officer, she was a bloodhound. She did tracking work and missing persons work, criminal case work, and cadaver work. And most of the cadaver recovery work that we did was drowning victims. And so I know how to do that, and I know how to train him to do that. And we started when he was about 6 months old. I've got a few little videos from that. But I was going to make one today, but it didn't work out. But anyway, so I decided today, I'm going to look and see if I can get some kind of grant money, start a little nonprofit, because sometimes people don't surface very quickly when they drown. and it's just terribly unfortunate. Sometimes they're hung up on things in the lake, and they just don't surface. And so I can take a search area a lot of times when people, somebody goes overboard, or they don't exactly know where they hit the water, and they're obviously so panicked. But the dog can take a search area down. You see those two buoys sitting right there? I'll walk over here and show you a little bit of that. This is the swim beach at the park. You see all the people still in the water. It's November. People still in the water. So crazy. But let's take, for example, you see those two buoys right there. Let's say somebody was out in a really large area and they said, well, we know we were out in the middle of the water. I can take, or the dog can take the large area and sometimes get it down to a smaller area. As an example is what would be between those two buoys, sitting out there. I've seen my dog, my other dog, my first dog, literally the body came up 10 feet between where the dog said they were. We used to mark it off with buoys back in the day, but now of course you'd use GPS. But a long time ago we didn't have that, and just had to drop out little buoys. And I've worked cases with my first dog where the bodies have come up literally between 10 feet. So it's really remarkable what they can do, and I'm going to make a bunch of videos about that and his training and all that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, really, most of what I want to talk about is God cutting me some big slack today, even though I was big time disappointed not to get to be on the water. Sometimes, even though you don't know, you never know. Had it not worked out, I'd have lost my horse, but I didn't. So things are good. So again, if you can, please donate to the hurricane relief effort. Like I've said before a lot, most people are just in an absolute world of hurt, and they need everything. So if you can, give what you can. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. You have a good day. See you later.